Welcome back to Nightly Nonsense, where we try to make some sense out of some of the nonsense all around us. There is a lot of nonsense, right? We sometimes try to keep this show a little lighter in nature, but man, if you're looking around, there is a bunch of things that should be grasping your attention, right? And again, things are going to look differently to different people, right? But some of the nonsense that I see around us is this constant desire of people to try to make that which has been, right, consistently, right, wrong, or consistently not accepted or not appreciated, all of a sudden appreciated. I mean, look at some of the stuff around us that has not been okay for a very long time. And now all of a sudden, it's okay. That should make the average person stop and think there's something going awry here. Right? There's some nonsense going around, and we ought to want to try to make some sense of it. Why is it that people have such a desire to make wrong things right? Because we don't like the idea of being wrong. We don't like the idea of doing things wrong. So if we make them right, now they're no longer wrong. That's obvious. And so now that it's okay and I lose the conviction. You notice the problem with this whole thing is that conviction is never based on whether I make something right or wrong. There's a lot of people that have declared themselves innocent that just cannot shake conviction, because conviction comes from the Holy Spirit. Conviction is an outside source, right? Even my own personal convictions, they come from things that I've learned, that I picked up. They're outside, that I want to live like this. This is something that is important to me, but I grasp it out here and I make it important in here. It's because that's what the Bible tells us is the job of the Holy Spirit. He convicts us. So it doesn't matter what Joe Schmo, Jane Schmo, or any other Schmo tells you. If God says that something is wrong, it's simply wrong. Nobody has permission, right, to tell you that something that God has consistently said is wrong. No, again, everybody's listening going, oh, this is another rant on this or this or this or this. No, there are a lot of things that I rant on that nobody else wants to hear about. I think that God has consistently said that gossip, lying, division, right, jealousy, envy, right, witchcraft, sorcery, all kinds of things are absolutely wrong. God says these things, you're not going to inherit the kingdom of heaven if you're doing these things. And it goes way beyond the list of things that are out there today that people are just jumping on. I still wish that people would be as concerned about their gossip about certain things as they were about the things that they're gossiping about. You want to make some sense out of the nonsense around us, then embrace God's conviction that comes through the Holy Spirit. The world can tell you something's okay and something's right. It doesn't mean that it flips in heaven. Oh, the world voted that this is all now okay, so it must be okay. No, and then no again, and then no after that. You and I can only make sense out of the nonsense around us when we have a focal point, which is God saying, it doesn't matter what you feel about this. It doesn't matter how much you love somebody. It doesn't matter how badly you want this for somebody. What they're doing is wrong, or what they're doing is right. So some of the times we try to make sense out of the nonsense by making things right that have been consistently wrong, that the Bible outright says is wrong, right? We need conviction to come in. We need to pursue conviction. We need to allow God to convict us, right? And not allow other people to tell us that something is right when we know that it's wrong. And guess what? Sometimes those convictions, those specifics, how we apply it, sometimes those things are different for me than they are for you because of the plan God has. God called some of the prophets, some other people to live a little bit differently than other people. So sometimes, right, something could be right for a bunch of people, but just not right for what God has for me. So I pray that you can make a little bit of sense out of the nonsense going around by focusing in on God's conviction. It's the tool that helps us do that. We'll see you next time. Nightly Nonsense.